Hey everybody, welcome back to the Tribe of Nerds. Jonathan, Kevin, Coach Drew, and I are back for Survivor 1 through 50. We're talking about the Edge of Extinction, aka Rick Devens, Aubry, a lot of great cast members and some not so great ones. But yeah, we're excited to talk about this season and the season won by someone who only played for 13 days. Yeah, let's get into it. So why did you guys want to discuss Edge of Extinction?
I feel like it's an underappreciated season. I won't say underrated or anything like that, but I feel like the cast, I feel like people watched it once and were like, oh, well, I hate the ending. The cast is actually very good. Yeah, there's always going to be a few that, whatever. The cast is really good. The Edge of Extinction twist as a twist is fine because they basically play it like the Outcast twist, but this time we know that it's there.
Right.
But it's always going to be sitting there in the middle for me because of how it unfolds.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely a middle of the road season, but it is underappreciated as well. Like I think some people put it super low on their lists because of the result.
Yeah, I would agree. I think most people rank this season really low, and I don't think that's fair. I don't think it's like a top tier season, but I think it's way better than it gets credit for being. The reason I wanted to, though, is because, fun fact, back in years ago at this point, it was before COVID. I don't even remember when, but like around the time this came out, I walked into my gym on a Saturday morning, and this like big-eyed blonde-haired girl is standing in the back of my friend Andy, and I walk into the gym and I was like, hello, new person, like I recognize you. And my friend Andy is like, oh my gosh, Kevin, look, this is my friend Aurora. And I was just like, I know exactly who you are. And forced her to be my friend. So yeah, that was just like a cool, fun. I have like smush face selfies with her from getting drunk, and then COVID happened, and she switched gyms because ours closed, and but like for like a little over a year, I was hanging out, and like she had gotten somebody on, like she had like not got on, but like she had like helped somebody get cast for 41 before they had to cancel it for COVID. So like I was like, do me next. And then she left, and I'm like,
sad.
But yeah, so I have like a fun, like personal connection to this season. And then, yeah, agree that it's, I don't want to say underrated, but underappreciated was a good word.
Yeah, I agree. And like Aurora's an interesting character that I'm sure we'll touch on because she is kind of a pariah for most of the season. But she still manages to make it through to 6th place. So like 7th because of Edge of Extinction. But she does a good job, especially in the challenges. Jonathan, what about you?
Yeah, I agree with everyone saying that it's definitely an underappreciated season. I think like at the time people were like, man, like this isn't good at all, like in the grand scheme of things. But now that we have like a couple more seasons under our belt going into 50 and like looking back on it, I think it's definitely one of the better seasons in the 30s. I think the theme is kind of like an upgraded version of like Redemption Island, but this time you get to actually just see the cast the entire time. And debating on how like, oh, you view the winner or how you view the twist. I guess like when you go on Survivor, you don't, as a contestant, you don't have a choice in what the theme is going to be. So if you get there and it's like, hey guys, we're doing this new thing, like this, like if you get voted out, you get a chance to get back in. And if you're playing, you better milk that for what it's worth.
You play the rules that you are given. So
yeah. And I think this, even though them doing that for the first time this season, I think the people that ended up, it was kind of, it played out perfectly with how I think they wanted it to work, if that makes any sense. Like someone getting back in halfway and then like finding idols and doing great, and then someone getting back in at the last possible second. And it's like, buddy, you better do everything in 6 hours to win this game, kind of thing. But depending on how you look at Chris as a winner, it's like, I know we'll get later on to like how this season changed or how it like inspired the fire making thing being like the only way for me to win this game is to just beat the toughest guy here to win. That's the only way I'm going to win. And it's like,
Yeah,
well,
this is the only time. This
Yeah.
is the only time I appreciate the fire making challenge at the end.
Yeah. It's like using that as because we've had it for like 3 seasons at this point, and so like 4 seasons at this point. So now it's like a new game mechanic that people are finding new ways to exploit, like an idol or something. Let's say there's growing pains when you have like a mechanic thrown into the game. Because people, I don't know how to use it. So there's always a couple seasons of a mechanic being like, it just is what it is, until we get to a point like this where it's like, you know what, I'm gonna do it differently, and then it ends up being pretty iconic.
Yeah, I agree with all that. For me, the Edge, I think, like all these Redemption Island twists and whatnot, I think they're better off when they just end it at the merge, but also they want this to be like something that lasts all season long. So I understand it from like the perspective of, we have this format, we don't want to just like do away with it halfway through the season. So I get that, but I think like for fans, and I just think it's better to keep it to the pre-merge. That's why the Outcasts worked as well as it did, in my opinion, because Bert and Lil got to come in at merge, and then the game just plays out naturally from there.
Yeah, I think just like production wise, this is up there with like game changers for me, game changers in terms of like little tweaks would just make a big difference, right? So like if you, when you're making the episodes, show more of what's happening on the Edge so people don't like forget who's there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just having like a random every now and then few episodes being like, oh, and Chris is really good, right? Like if we're actually seeing, and like it works better in Winners at War because we know those people, so like we only need to have a few minutes on the Edge and like see a little bit to like understand what's going on there, whereas like these are new people, we don't really know them, like we don't know how good Chris is at challenges, we don't know what their relationships are like. So like I think if they just showed a little bit more, even if they were online episodes, like something just to give us a little more so that we were more aware of that. And then I think if they even just one round earlier, bring back the Edge of Extinction winner just one round earlier, and also like then that person has to play more, right? Like they basically get a free ticket to the finale. Like
yeah, I'm sure we'll analyze everything with Chris's game and how they did the formatting this season. So we'll definitely get there. Let's kick it off with the marooning, and we're gonna get 4 returnees back. None of them have won. All of them got at least somewhat close at least one time. So of course we have Joe and Aubry and Kelley, Wentworth, and David Wright. So I guess, what are your guys' opinions on the 4 attorneys? And I guess we talked about it off recording of like ranking the 4 of them. So what are your guys' thoughts?
I mean, coming in, it's Wentworth fatigue. I don't think will ever become a thing. And I think if she just stops here, it'll probably never become a thing. So Wentworth, you're happy to see back, especially after second chances. Okay, cool. Let's go with this. David, most people loved him from Millennials vs. Gen X. He gets cut right before the end. He had a fun story. Cool. Then you get to the other 2. And we'll start with Aubry, where it's like, okay, we had her wrong game. It happened the way that it happened. Get over it. I know she didn't, but fine. Then we get into Game Changers, where she's basically buried in the edit for most of it. No fault of her own, but she's buried in the edit to the point where we don't really care about her as the game gets to that end game. Like, we know that it's going to be her tie that goes before the end of the game. So I wasn't really wishing for another Aubry return this time, and especially in a month with another return. And Joe, removing everything else, Joe, worst placement of the 4 returnees here. Doesn't really have competency when it comes to the social strategic part of the game, which is why he keeps on getting cut at the exact same spot.
As soon as he can be.
Yeah, so we're sitting there like, okay, how early in the merge is Joe going to go this time? Oh, really? Now, like, that's a new record for him this time, because he doesn't make these bonds, and it's the Aussie thing. It looks like Joe from 50 thing, where these people just think that they can just play the exact same way physically and it's going to get them a win. That's not how it works. So yeah, Joe and Aubry, and they go boom boom, thankfully. But I was happy to see half the cast.
Yeah. I have a pretty clear, very similar ranking. Obviously, always love Wentworth. Love her. Like, I love her sassy little videos that I see now when she's like talking shit about Survivor. I'm like, yes, talk shit about them and get back on one more time. Maybe not. Love her. Joe exists, and that's fine. I don't hate him. But okay. And then, I mean, of the other two, like, one significantly outperforms the other, and like one does not have a good showing, so like clearly ranks them in third. So then that puts the other in second. So like, pretty clear cut for me.
Yeah, 100%. Jonathan?
I mean, like, at the time when I was watching this, I didn't know like any of like the outside lore with like a certain player and whatnot. So just going off of like these four at the time, I was like, okay, who's going to like, you know, stand out? Like, who really wants to be here? Who doesn't? Like, who he's kind of checked out early. And I could tell with like going into it, like Aubry and Joe, after a while. Well, it's weird because Kelley and David both are like the two that get like the better half of like, okay, we're in it, we're in this, like we're gonna go as far as we can, we're rocking and rolling. Where it feels like Aubry and Joe are both like, we're both screwed from the jump because we like our tribe does not want us here, whereas the other tribe is like, yay, like Kelley and David here, we're good, we're like
they just were able to make friends right away.
They were able to make friends better.
They're the final four left on the tribe.
Yeah, like
they survived that long.
Yeah, they do that. Whereas like with Aubry and Joe, it's like you can kind of tell like in their edits as they're going through it, they're both like not checked out, but they're like, I don't think I'm ever gonna win this game, guys. It's like they start getting existential with like their placement. Like even like Joe, because he was like, guys, I keep doing this shit, and it's like, we're beyond the point of like, you know, like I don't have any charm left to give, or even Aubry, or it's like the charm of like, oh my god, they're here, yay, we're saved. It's like, nah, they're straight into like just falling further and further and further down the tracks of like every time
that is to me one of the like the overall strengths of this cast too, is that like whereas Redemption Island, they're just like Boston Rob fanboys, right? Like like that whole season was cast for him to win. Fight me on it. So
I don't think anybody's going to argue that. But
right. So like, it's not that, and it's not like a bunch of weak players who just like fade behind these returnees, right? Like these are capable new players who are playing with the returnees, and like in the case of Wentworth and David, you get people who like actually connect with them and play with them. And then with the case of the other two, they're like, that tribe is like, nah, this is our game.
Is this the first Lynn Spillman season? Or the first non-Lynn Spillman season?
I think she went up through Island of the Idols. But,
okay. Because like Kevin makes a good point of there are times in the show's history where players have disciples and players don't. And in this situation, the players that have disciples, they're still playing the game. This is not Redemption Island where there are people. Same thing in South Pacific. Like Sophie is clearly playing the game, and no one else really is. Right. And that's why we get an almost coach win. Thank goodness. And so here,
can you imagine?
Even though they want to align with Kelley and David, you can see how Lauren might be able to pull something out. You can see how Devens pre-first vote out could potentially pull something out. And I think that is a testament to we're not doing recruits. We're not doing recruit heavy stuff anymore. We're doing these people want to be here. And if you're a returnee and you don't want to be, or if you're checked out, it's going to really get your ass home earlier than you planned on.
I agree. So for me, I think it's probably across the board for the returnees. So Joe and last, I mean, again, as you guys said, I don't think Joe ever learns his lesson, similar to Ozzy, that challenges are going to win you the game
in the game or in life. Okay.
Also, the fact that he thought having a handlebar mustache was going to make him all of a sudden do better. Like, what? Like, I don't understand why he chose to do that, but whatever.
This time I'm different because I have a handlebar mustache.
He's like, you have no idea who I am.
Exactly.
But it's like, it's crazy to me too, because like I mean this in like the least like comparing myself to somebody who's actually been on the show, but like we all play the online games. Like I'm a Joe type of like player. Like I'm very good at challenges, right? Like, and very outwardly, and people know that. But like you can't just be good at challenges.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And like, Joe, how many times are you going to play and lose before you learn that?
I don't think he'll ever.
Apparently that's it.
More than three. It's going to take
Yeah.
more than 3 times, apparently.
Yeah. And then Aubry, I mean, obviously we'll talk about Aubry here because she is coming back again. I think for me, I was fine for Aubrey's legacy to end in this season just because I didn't really see any other direction her story could go. I do feel bad of like she is just so unaware even by the time that she gets voted out, like even though she was screwed from the beginning, but she gets completely manipulated by these new players into not even playing her idol. Like
they played that so well to get buried in the second half of the season. We don't hear anything from Victoria until the finale.
Yeah, who?
Exactly. She's done so well in the Aubry boot.
There were a couple characters in this, mainly on the it wasn't even like on the Kalama tribe that kind of like just faded into the background a little bit in the foliage, whereas like the Manu tribe was a little bit more just pop more with the people on there. Like you got like Wardog on there, and
Wardog.
Like that. If you're calling yourself Wardog, then like I mean,
well, and they have to vote more. Like they're
that's like, true.
So they're like more in the spotlight, and they have more stuff happens to them. So their story is more interesting. Like if you are like a good power player, but you don't really ever have to vote and you're never in danger, then like that's not a super interesting story to tell when you're putting together a show.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Bummer for Vic and Gavin because I think they're great.
I do as well.
Gavin and his little smirk. Like he's always got the Gavin smirk.
I met him at the first celebrity weekend that I went to. He has like his legs look great. And he's a delight. He's very nice. It's very clear like he's one of the people, like when you meet a lot of these people, it's real. Like if you meet Sandra, if you meet Tina, like when you meet these people, you immediately know why they won, right? Like they make everyone feel like you've been friends forever. And he has a similar sort of quality of like, it's just very easy to talk to him.
Yeah.
I'm sure the accent helps.
Yeah, I think the accent, but like,
the shorts help too.
Yeah,
and that tattoo that he had, you know.
Yeah,
the out of place tattoo that's kind of badass.
He's from like my side of the pond, so I'm like, I was baffled. I was like, oh, he's from where I'm from. That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, and I picked Gavin to win as my winner pick before the season started, and I just thought it was like he's a super fan. I think he's gonna do well, honestly, and he plays a really good game, and we'll get there. But he obviously didn't get the credit that I think he deserved. But and then I did want to finish my point. Like, so David and Wentworth. I mean, again, Wentworth probably first. Again, I think she dodges the target as long as she can, and then really gets screwed over because Wardog thinks he needs to make a move, which screws him over.
It screws him over. It's the worst part. Like,
you
screwed over my 2 favorite ladies just so that you could get voted out too. Like,
yeah, it's bad. We'll get there, and then. And like she bonds with Lauren, and then David Wright's storyline of like, I want to make a move on Kelley Wentworth, but I don't think it's the right time. And then David is just he's all of a sudden seen as a physical threat by the time he gets voted out in the season, which is really funny.
Oh, the turntables.
Like you guys see David Wright, little David Wright, as the biggest physical challenge threat that you are up against. Like it's so funny.
He went full Cochran.
He really did.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure we'll talk about the rest of the cast as we go through here. But yeah, so we get Kalama. They're all over here being like celebrating, and the returnees are getting targeted. We go to Manu, and this is where basically David and Wentworth work their way in. and it's basically Big Wendy, Keith, and Reem on the outs. And we are unfortunately going to lose Reem as the first boot here. Again, like I feel bad because I feel like she was definitely always going to be an early boot on this tribe. But like she is such a good character. I'm sure we'll get there when we get to first boot.
This is one of the highlights of Edge of Extinction is like that every single person who comes in, she like reams them out. She reams them out get there. And then, like, as they're still, like, crying because they got voted out and she just, like, tore them a new one, she's, like, making them a bed and, like, cooking them some food, right? Like, she's such a, like, she is the mom that she didn't want to be, but she's, like, also a bit of a bitch, but in a good way. So,
screw
like...
you, dude.
Right, like, I hope, when we get to the first boot rankings, I hope she's up high.
Yeah. I love how salty she was. Like, it was just, like... It's a completely normal reaction. It's like because when in normal Survivor you vote someone out, and you're like, well, thank God I never have to see that person ever again, right? And face the repercussions of that. It's like, oh no, like you're gonna like she's the perfect person to like carry that torch of being like, once you get over here,
you're on Reem's Island.
When you come over to Reem's Island, I'm gonna give you like a talking to kind of thing. And when they would get voted out, and she's like. They're all like crying, so she's like, "Well, boo, freaking who!" Like it's like, and she's more like jaded to it at this point, and it's really fun. She's like, "Kelley, you ruined my Survivor experience," and I was like, "That's yeah."
And I know I'm jumping the gun by 2 weeks with this, but so like I know this dynamic of Edge of Extinction is introduced here, and you don't really know how to navigate it, and I don't blame Reem for reacting the way that she did because she's pissed off. I tried to get on the show. I got on the show. I got voted out first.
Right.
Where the fun part comes into play, where you start thinking about things, is Reem makes it back into the game, let's say, at the Chris spot. And she does exactly what Chris does, gets rid of Devens at 4, whatever. Is it a Natalie Anderson situation? Because from what we have heard and what's been put out there, Natalie was kind of just... friends with Tyson on the edge, and that was kind of it. Like she just kind of isolated everybody else, and that whether who to believe or whatever. Like, hey, let's not vote for Michelle so that the votes aren't spread enough that Tony doesn't win. Here, it's like Reem didn't. I don't think she understand the concept of like, hey, these people that you're antagonizing when they come back here, if you make it back in the game. They probably won't try to vote for you to win because you have done nothing but treat them like shit since they've gotten here. But for us as an audience, is amazing because you want to see her pissed off that these people voted her out. Like it's great when Chris shows up. It's
oh my god, I love it. Like she like hates Chris in the beginning, and then it's so funny that over time you all of a sudden see that she loves him by the end, and it's like when did this happen?
It's Nyanka and Fabio all over.
Yeah. Apparently, we never got to see that end of the storyline.
But this is great. Yeah, he's I love the guy. What? Like, what? Like you didn't.
So
I don't like you.
So Reem is going to go. Unfortunately, she is going to be the first to go to the Edge of Extinction. And then, unfortunately, Keith doesn't really have anywhere to go, and they do take out Keith next. Obviously, Keith has played orgs as well, so I guess you know that. He played Vanquish, one of the minis. So Keith is great. Unfortunately, he is a little bit out of his depth in the game, but...
Yeah. No,
It was cute watching him learn how to swim.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's fine. He's there.
Yeah. I mean, he was only 19 at the time, right? So, I mean, he was very young.
I did an interview with him a few years after this season. I was talking more about racial politics within the show and his casting process and how he thought that the 41 through 49 was going to go as far as that. And he had nothing but good things to say about most of it. So, I did ask him about his little comment on his way out. And he was like, I didn't mean it that way, but the way that it's shown on the show, I'm like, oh, okay, but you said it. But I believe, I have no reason to not believe you. But
right.
Like Keith, you're still mic'd up. Keith,
he's adorable. He's adorable.
Yeah, even like you have him like being like, God, oh please, like when he's he decide to go to the Edge of Extinction, then like that's where the episode ends, is whether he's gonna actually go.
That's dramatic.
Yeah, poor Keith. And then like you have that relationship with Chris, where like Chris is originally gonna try to protect Keith, but Wardog like talks him out of it. And then like, you know, Keith is obviously pissed at Chris that he didn't save him when Chris gets there. So but
there's so much going on here, guys.
yeah,
It's like they're like
some underlying, you know, craziness going on here. Relationships. But yeah, and then Manu continues to lose. We do get Big Wendy, who is now the last of her people on the bottom here. And Big Wendy does let the chickens loose. She steals the flint. Big Wendy is an interesting character.
To put it mildly, yes.
Yeah, like I honestly like I think of like she's a really fun pre-merge character for her time on the show. So
yeah, when you hear people shit on this season and you ask what's your issue with it, if they stop at winner, just say, okay, just watch it again. Because if you watch it again, you get to see Big Wendy, you get to see Reem, you get to see a lot of these characters that, like, I don't know which one of us brought it up earlier, but like in the 30s, at worst, this is the 4th or 5th best season of the 30s. And I think because of the cast that we get, there is one person on this cast who I just watched this season over the last day. I still can't remember his name. Outside of that, I remember everyone else because this cast delivers with the screen time that they are given.
right.
And Wendy is a prime example of that. Someone that should be out early. And I know she still goes home pre-merge, but early, she should be gone. And the fact that she makes it to a swap, she lets the chickens loose. She doesn't outstay her welcome, and it's fun seeing a beginning and end to her story.
She played her part, is what you're saying.
Huh?
She played her part.
She played her part. Yeah, she played her part.
She feels like one of the early pre-merge characters of like early Survivor to me. Like I think you see a lot of, not exactly Big Wendy, but you see a lot of these types of characters that are meant to go pre-merge in a season and they serve their purpose. So
yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, we say meant to go here, but like you get crazy people who make it further sometimes. We get
People
Nora.
are casted with intentions, okay?
Yeah.
Now, whether you exceed or go below those intentions, it's up to you.
yeah.
As a player. It's like it's all in your hands. It's like, no.
I mean, production, for example, like set up Purple Kelley Nicaragua to be pre-merged, and then she went very far. So.
Yeah. Far enough to quit.
I listen. We need to rehash that, but I was okay with her quitting. I'm like, they literally forgot to tell you the vote. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
We're not mad.
Well,
And you have no
like you're
clothes.
cold. You can
yeah,
go.
yeah,
have
we're just
no
gonna
clothes.
stick you in the bikini, but that's literally it.
I understand her.
Yeah.
I get her. Yeah.
Yes. All right, so then we are going to get Chris getting blindsided because he decides to tell Wardog that Kelley Wentworth is going home. Wardog flips the vote. Again, Wardog is like so instrumental like in a lot of this game that he makes these decisions, like
These
poor
middle
Chris,
decisions.
but also like, you know, Chris probably shouldn't be spilling a bunch of information.
I mean,
Go ahead.
well, I was just gonna say, like, sometimes you spilling information is good. Like sometimes you just spill the wrong information to the wrong person, right? Like sometimes you spill the right information to the right person, and like Chris just spilled the wrong information to the wrong person.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm sure it was hell at the time, but like looking back on it, he's probably like, I don't give a shit, man. Like it worked out kind of thing. Like, I mean, at the time he's probably like, oh my God. But then we wouldn't get him going to the edge and then Reem being like, fuck you, Chris. Kind of thing. And then
it's not mine.
He's like, damn it, like I gotta be here. Oh.
When I was, not the last time I was here, but 2 times before that, HHH, I talked about how a lot of fans like to, they're just trying to cast Tony whatever .0, and because we were talking about Joe, and I'm like, I don't think Joe is like Tony as much as people like to say. Wardog's another person they kind of put in that category of like, they were just trying to get Tony again, and it's like because he has a funny accent and is bald, like that is. I've never gotten a Tony any of the versions of Tony with Wardog at all.
No.
So, I mean, I know I come on here every time talking about how much I don't like the Survivor fandom, but like, they make it so easy.
Listen,
When they
I
say
don't like
silly things like saying it's Wardog, Wardog is just Tony 3.0. It's like, it's not true. Wardog's his own person who can't throw.
You don't have to convince me. You don't have to convince me to not like the fandom. I don't participate. And then when I rarely do see something, like somebody posted something about how do you think Suri is going to do? And somebody in the responses was like, did 50 start? And I'm like,
Are you dumb?
We're on 51 right now. That's what I thought. Like, 50 aired a while back. Like we're
so
on...
so you don't have to convince me because
Kevin,
basic like knowledge of dates, right? Like, are you at the start date yet? No, then like, no. Answer your own question. So like, no, you don't have to convince me to be against the fandom. It's fine.
Yeah.
Like,
they're very interesting people.
In response to somebody saying, how do you think Suri is going to do? Anyway, so yes, I'm with you. Fandom. I mean, the internet.
People are tuning into Tribe of Nerds because they're doing a lot of great content.
Yes.
I'm not knocking on.
Please subscribe, like, share, comment. I'll just say it now.
No, listen, Jake is wonderful. If you want to hate on somebody, hate on me. I don't care.
Yeah.
His number is 8. Like
555.
It's grab handle.
Give us a call.
Give us a call with your thoughts. We'll do like a live call-in. Fuck that Kevin guy. What do you mean?
That's something we really should do eventually. It'd be funny.
Listen, I can hold all of your hatred for me in my tiny little hands.
Yes. But anyway, so I did also want to bring up, so this behind the scenes thing at the beginning, they didn't show it. I wish they did, but since we're going to be talking about Rick Devens here shortly as well, this moment at the marooning, they asked Wardog, because, you know, Jeff like asks for their name, pretends to not know who they are, and asks them for like their opening thoughts. They did it.
Like, he hasn't sat through casting with them.
Yeah. So they're like, you know, what's your name, Wardog? And then they ask Rick Devens the same thing. He's like, well, I was also going to go by Wardog.
Hilarious.
So,
Just like deflating someone's like someone next to you is just taking this like so seriously and be like, I go by Wardog. It's like, all right, what's your name? I was also going to go by Wardog, but that's taken. It's like...
I wish they showed it. Like, I'm shocked they did not show that, but...
With the amount of Devens content we got, I feel like that would have fit perfectly with where we end up going with him.
And like, as someone who just like, controversial take, I don't love Devens. I don't hate Devens, but I don't love Devens. that joke would have like set me up to like him more from the beginning.
Yeah.
What could have been?
Yeah. Right. Like it only helps to throw that joke in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like Devens, and I mean let's get into him now. Like I think like his opening confessional of like, you know, I have a dad bod, I'm a news anchor, and like I am gonna be like the Kool-Aid Man. Oh yeah, like come through the brick wall, and I liked Rick Devens pretty instantly, and like then his bond with David, which is honestly like adorable. I love the two of them together. And it to me, Devens, like the situation of him coming back in at the merge and everything, I don't even think he does too much wrong to get voted out. Like, he can't really predict that all of the remaining Manu minus Wendy are gonna all get swapped together on a tribe of 5. Like,
right.
I think that's just bad luck, and then they keep losing.
Really bad luck.
Yeah. So.
I usually like the narrator archetype, the penners, you know, depending on, like, if you're a dickhead like Russell Hands, then yeah, of course I don't like you. But if you can give confessionals where you act like your shit can stink, but still tell me the story, I will enjoy you. Now, I will say the first time I watched EOE, Devens was like middle of the pack for me, even though he's the main character of the season. But every time I've watched EOE since then, I've gained, like, I like him a lot more. When he got announced for 50, it's like, cool. I don't think he's going to last long, but cool. I'm all right with this. And I think, yeah, when you end up in a situation like that, and he goes, and the way he reacts when he's back, where he's like, I'm not working with these people. That's fucking crazy. That's the type of, I feel like a type of attitude a lot of people wish they could do, instead of kissing the asses of these people like, oh yeah, I'm just going to say, no, I'm good. You guys screwed me. I'm going to go do my own thing. I have, when he gets back in the game, I have a lot more that I want to talk about with him. But pre-merge, he's just a victim of circumstance. And it happens. It happens.
Yeah.
Right. If that swap goes a little bit differently, like Wendy's there instead of David, right? Like Wendy's there instead of Wentworth or Lauren, right? Like it just works out much differently. So I have nothing against him. I don't like, I would just say when Chris takes him out on fire, I cheer.
We'll get there eventually.
That was a big moment. Yeah, like because
I do too. Yeah, I'm with you there.
Right.
He's such a character in the sense of like, one thing that was really cool about him was like he I know what he says later at the end of the game where when he goes out, he tells Jeff, he's like, Jeff, I didn't come out here to find myself. I already know who I am. I think that was something I was like, he gives off this, he's like a really confident individual in what he's doing. So he wasn't kind of like this character that's running around being like, I'm scared and I don't know what I'm doing here. It's like every moment that if you give him a moment, he'll be like, oh yeah, like F you, I'm not working with you kind of thing. Because he will back all of that up as a character. Pre-merge, he's like, again, victim of circumstance. And then when he wins and gets back in as an individual force, you're like, maybe there is something to this guy kind of, and then he goes on his tear and it's like, this guy is just like insane with what he's doing. But I would also kind of lump him in the category with like Chrissy from 35, whereas like as an individual player from one individual season that is always like, they should come back kind of thing. Like they got like gypped or robbed or whatever you want to call it. But like, you know, as a character, it's obviously the Rick Devens show for this season, but like it definitely is, but it's his, you know, victim of circumstance pre-merge, but getting back into the merge and being like, again, he's one half of the example of making the most of an opportunity in a season where you need to make the most of an opportunity to get ahead in the game.
And well, I'll save that for later. I'll leave off with this. I love his outfit this season.
Yeah, his outfit this season is really good. All right, let's talk about Aubry getting blindsided here, because this is another one of our 50 players, and really this is just crazy. She finds the idol. It's a big moment for her. She gets sent an extra vote by Devens from the Edge, and then we get her getting manipulated by Victoria. Like, Victoria deserves all the credit for this. Somehow just gets manipulated into thinking she's completely safe. I feel so bad for Aubry, but like, he just gets played so hard.
And sometimes it happens.
Yeah.
This is not your granddad, grandmom's half returnee season. This isn't your Redemption Island. Like, I'm going to keep saying, Kevin brought up Redemption Island. It's a perfect, comparison. This is not, we're stacking the cast with a bunch of jabronis.
Yes.
This is, hey, if you end up on the wrong tribe, you could end up in a situation where someone who's playing their first time can figure out what to do and when to get rid of someone and how to lie to someone. And yes, I understand it kind of happens to Russell in Redemption Island, but like here,
Russell did that to himself at the
trust me, you don't have to. But here, it's one of those. It's like a Rome moment from 47. Or moments where it's like, the production is telling you this is what's going to happen. We're not going to try to hide what's happening here. And as you watch that episode in particular, it's like, yeah, we know Aubry's going to go here. No matter what type of red herring you try to tell us, we know there's no chance in hell that all of a sudden they're just going to be like, oh, you know what? We just have to keep Aubry another round. And it still makes for one of the best episodes of the season, because even though we know what's going to happen, when it actually does happen, you see Aubry's face go like this, and it's like, yeah, that's when you know, hey, this Victoria, all these people, they're going to be big characters going into the merge, right, guys?
Well,
Yeah. Stakes are high.
Yeah. And like honestly, this just sets up that this is going to be the first time where we get like basically returning captains, where the newbies are going to take out all the returnees for the first time. And like, because historically in these types of seasons, one returnee always gets to the final tribal council. So I think it sets a good precedent that finally the new players have waken up and seen that they need to get these players out, or one of them will make it to the end.
Yeah, because like Aubry, this is like her third time playing, and like she's done fairly well in the other two, depending on how you look at it. But like, you know, you just from experience and getting like feet on the island, you got game time in, you got minutes in. She's been there and done that. So going into this, the people that she was placed with were acting like this was their second time playing the game, which is like, you know, that's the advice that you're always given is if it's your first time playing, act like it's your second time playing. And I guess she was shocked at the fact that like, oh, I'm the one that's behind the curve, and all these people are like, not, this is not Redemption Island kind of thing. This is not any, this is just a whole different
Guatemala. This ain't any of this. This is this is Edge of Extinction.
It's
this
like Gone.
Play.
Yeah, like Gone. This is Edge of this is the Edge. It's like Gone are the days of people being like, ooh, like take me to the end. It's like no, like these people
definitely
are
look
like,
close to. Please drop the R bomb on me real quick.
Yeah.
Oh no, too soon. Stop. All right. Oh, all right. All right. All right. Okay.
I mean, you're not wrong. It did happen. All right. Moving on. So we also lose Joe. I mean, again, we already talked, I think, enough about Joe.
I love that you skipped Wendy, but yes.
I mean, Wendy also got booted. I mean, that combined tribal, they all let Wendy go. But
just collectively.
All right. Yeah. So let's go to, because I think we're gonna have thoughts. This is obviously where Kama starts imploding after they send Joe home, because we get Ron and Eric being like, okay, we can control everything by telling people let's make it to the loved ones visit, which of course nobody is gonna want to play just to get to the loved ones visit. So what are your guys' thoughts on this? I know Kevin has thoughts. So
I think Kevin's got an opinion.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing. I am a teacher, and Ron Clark is credited as a teacher and calls himself a teacher. I would not call him that these days. He teaches teachers how to be teachers like him. And, you know, if you want to be like Ron Clark, great, go experience his academy. I do not. So I went into this just like not a huge fan, right? Just like having a predisposed, like, don't tell me how to do my job. You don't know me. Which is just also part of my general like problem with authority. Like I never want to be my own coach. I never want to be my own boss because I'm obnoxious. But so I was like predisposed to like not really like him. I'm very sorry. He's probably wonderful. I've never been to his academy. I would probably enjoy my time. And, you know, he's a fellow like alphabet mafia warrior like me. And, you know, I really shouldn't hate on this man, but I don't like being told what to do, especially by people who get paid to come up with new ways to say the same thing over and over again. Anyway.
But what if it was Matthew Perry as Ron Clark doing this to you?
I just have a problem with educational reformers. You're so freaking annoying. Anyway, so seeing him like just like really smarmy and just full of himself, just be like, well, guys, we can make it to the family visit if we all work together. And like, shut the fuck up. No.
I got this rant before we recorded. So.
No, shut up. Him and Eric like, well, guys, you know, we can all just be friends and you can meet my husband and you can meet my wife and we can be best friends forever. I did not come here to be best friends. I do not live in your neighborhood. We do not work together. You don't go to my gym. I'm not going to see you again. I am here to play a game, and I'm here to hopefully win the game and hopefully win a life-changing amount of money. So like, I don't care if your mom meets my mom. I don't care. That's how I'm here. Shut up, Ron.
So I don't disagree with you. I will play devil's advocate for just a second.
Play Ron's advocate.
It would be a great manipulation tactic if you say it to the right person.
That's the other half of this.
Yeah, the story. If you tell me these stories and I'm like, hey, this person I've been telling you about might be here in a couple of days, y'all could meet and maybe we could work together because you'll see. Yeah. I agree with you though.
No, if you say this to like the cast of Big Brother from the season that Paul just like went to the end again with Josh, right? Like, if you're a fan of Big Brother, you know exactly the season I'm talking about. It's a terrible season. Anyway, those people would just be like you told them they made the jury, and they're like, oh, okay, we did it. We can relax now. Idiots. Bunch of idiots. So these people, not idiots. So there are casts that you could put together who'd be like, oh my gosh, we did it. We got to the family visit together. Oh my gosh. Oh, well, I threw a bucket of water at my family and it didn't work. Oh, right. Like that might work for some. It does not work with this cast. This cast was like, no, we like manipulated freaking Aubry out of the game. Bye.
Yeah.
No, I don't care about your family visit.
Ron Clark is an ethnic husband, right? Yeah. Am I already forgetting?
Yeah. His husband came for the family visit.
Yeah. Just saying.
So yeah,
he's woke enough. He's woke enough that I might let him get a pass.
No, but
I need confirmation that you have an ethnic husband, Ron Clark.
Right. It's everything that I don't like about like people in his like professional position that like just like try to tell me like, no, it's all gonna be okay if you do what I say, and like, no, it's not. Fuck you. So like similarly, you get like Vic and Gavin and like these actual players, like, oh, they're playing a game and they're like, okay, I didn't come here for a family visit. I came here to win. So like, it made me so happy when it didn't work.
Yeah. Well, and Eric is like probably one of the most boring people on the cast. I remember
Eric is the one whose name I forgot.
Yes.
And I always forget. I will never remember this man except for the white guy with the tattoos. That's not Gavin. So
not Gavin is his name.
Yeah, not Gavin.
Not Gavin. Gavin.
I remember preseason of like Eric's like preseason videos.
Yes.
For the fact, he didn't. It seemed like he didn't know what Survivor was.
No.
I remember watching the first challenge, and he was wearing like a leather belt in his cargo shorts, and I was just like, what's happening here? What were these choices? What choices led you to this place in your life, Eric?
If that isn't even your real name, Eric.
Well, I mean, so Drew, similarly, I still refer to the guy who came in third in 46 as Rob, even though I know that's not his name. I don't know his name.
Ben.
Okay, I'm not gonna forget it again.
Yeah,
I'm gonna forget it again. So I understand this feeling of like, who is this person? And I just made up a name to fit his who he was. I don't know who he is.
Three word or 3 letters? Like, yeah.
Right.
Wasn't he a firefighter or something?
Probably. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm asking the people that don't know who he is. Sorry.
I know he does music. I know
he's a guy that does music. He works with Coach now.
He got featured in Rolling Stone, so like he's fairly big.
Oh no, I was talking about the one that everyone here forgot on this.
Eric.
Eric. Yeah. Eric
I just proved my point that this guy
he's a figment of our imaginations.
Yeah, he doesn't exist.
He doesn't actually exist.
Hold on, let me pull up the cat. Where
it just comes up as figment of your
Eric?
Not real.
Not Gavin.
It doesn't say.
Well, he was straight Ron Clark to me. Like it was like, oh yeah,
Ron Clark. Shut up. He's straight Ron Clark.
That's great.
Amazing. No notes.
Anyway,
yeah, it doesn't. The Wikipedia page doesn't tell me his.
Of course it doesn't, because this man doesn't exist.
It's funny that
we're sitting here spending all this time talking about some jamoke named Eric who doesn't even exist.
Yeah, let's
even talk about Big Wendy again.
Yeah, let's move on to the pilots and passengers tribal, because this is I will say also, Gavin and Victoria letting Julia then take the heat for the decision to take out Eric. Like, this is a great move on their part. They can absolutely push this onto Julia, and they do. And so we're going to get to this tribal now that is pilots and passengers. We have Julia starts blowing up the tribal because, like, she's calling everybody, you know, we're the pilots, and Rick Devens, you're just the passenger. So this is just such a fun tribal. You then get Julie being like, well, I'm jumping ship. Like, it's so good.
It's such a good tribal. Like, I love a good live tribal.
Hate the season. How can you hate the season when we have tribals like this?
Yeah.
Physically getting up and being like, nope, I'm not voting with you. Like, physically moving yourself. Amazing.
And at this point, too, the Edge of Extinction is allowed to sit in and watch the tribal.
Yeah, as much as I'm not an Aubry person, her facial expressions this entire season when she's on the jury, top notch. I hope she makes the jury of 50, maybe, just so I can see her react to things.
Yeah. It's really fun. And then Julia tells Wardog to shut up at one point.
Shut up, Wardog. Shut up, Wardog. Oh, I should have made that my little caption.
Shut up, Wardog. I don't know. I mean, we could have also done Wardog can't throw something.
He can't. He's an awful thrower.
Yeah.
You can't have a name of Wardog and not be able to throw.
Like, you can't be a Wardog who, like, can't go to war.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's funny. But yeah, so Julia gets completely blindsided because she blows up tribal. And so this changes the game now that Kalama has completely lost everything and they're gonna end up getting picked off. But we do end up losing the last two returnees in the meantime. David does go. And then we are going to get Wardog making this really bad decision to flip on Kelley Wentworth because it's time to get rid of the last returnee. Again, this is such a bad decision. Wardog went from being in a good position with Wentworth, and if he had just waited a little bit longer, you know,
big move-itis. It's what's poisoned the game. It's what's poisoned orgs. You know, for all of us that play orgs, I feel like people shouldn't be looking at what Tony did in 28 and 40. People should be looking at moments like this, where it's more common for you to try to make a big move. Drew Christie. Yeah. It's more common for someone to try to make a big move, it backfired, and then we got 4 jamokes on the internet saying, hey, you fucked up, bro. Like, that's when you try to make big moves because Will Wall told you need a resume, or because Sierra told you, hey, you need to make big moves, you're listening to the wrong people.
Yeah.
Listen to the people that have won the game, that make the moves when they actually need to happen.
Right.
And you'll make it farther. You might still lose, yes. But in Wardog, right? Like, really? Here?
But here? It's crazy because if you leave Wentworth in the game, she is going to remain a huge target.
Yep.
You're going to be part of a 3 because you, her, and Lauren. So, you're protected in that if they turn on your 3, she's going to go before you.
Right.
And if they don't turn on your 3, you're controlling 3. But then, there's 3. So if you 3 are in the final 5 and you're going to flip on her anyway, you can do that at final 5.
Yeah.
Right? You don't have to do it here. And he unfortunately learns that the hard way 1 round later.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's one of the biggest flop moments in the season. You obviously then
props to Lauren for not going out right after him though.
Because, props to Lauren 100%. Obviously she does make a mistake later, but we'll get there. I like Lauren a lot though. We also didn't mention that she passes when she passes out. That was a scary moment. She didn't know what happened. So
listen,
that's all.
You put me on that island. I will also pass out. I will do a challenge until I fall off. I will wake up not knowing where I am and what just happened. And I will also be like, nope, you leave me right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know.
I know. Bathing suit will be there, waking you up, telling you where you're at.
Yeah. Right. I'm in a bathing suit and I see Jeff Probst. You're not moving me from here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm staying right here.
But yeah, so Wardog, you get angry Gavin as well, being like, "I want his head on a platter." Like, I think that it's so funny to watch Gavin get so angry at Wardog that he's just like, let's just cut his head off.
It's also like,
How do you
As-
hate this season? Not you,
Yeah.
you, like a general you. How can a general
right.
you hate this season?
yeah,
Because they
It's
haven't
the
gone back and
Vanuatu of
rewatched
the
it.
new era, of the post fucking Heroes vs. Villains era.
yes, yeah, I agree with that. Like it, just everything. Like I don't know. I feel like it's
also
also
won by
kinda like,
Chris, but I would not say that I don't dislike this Chris nearly as much as I dislike the other Chris.
yeah. You know,
You got a thing for Chris's. You got like an anti-Chris campaign.
Oh, I didn't even think about the Chris comparison. Okay, yeah.
Whoa.
It is actually the Vanuatu of the Heroes
Of
vs.
the
Villains era,
30s.
yeah.
I was gonna say sort of like San Juan del Sur, just because the power keeps shifting every single like couple rounds or every single round. Like I think that's a unique comparison. You know, not it doesn't like completely play out that way, but it does like have all these shifts.
Yeah.
So, all right. So then Wardog is gonna go, and then we are gonna then get where Rick Devens does plays idol. Ron tries to trick him with the fake the advantage menu that was at one time active, and then it's fake. And Rick Devens finds that out. He tries to play it, and he's like, you know what? Time and time again, Ron and Julie are gonna lie, and you are both gems. And he does play the idol. And Ron Clark does get blindsided. So it's a pretty satisfying moment to watch Ron get his you know, his just desserts here. So
It's my favorite Rick Devens moment, probably ever. I'm gonna assume that he goes home real early in 50, so it'll probably always be my favorite Rick Devens moment of him just literally playing to the camera. This is all he's doing. Like, he's doing this because he knows this is good TV, pal, and
It's
y'all
his
better
job.
put this in the edit.
yeah.
And it's great watching the jury reaction. Watch it, like, if I'm a player sitting there, I'm believing this man is like actually pissed off that I tried to embarrass him in front of his kids. His kids. And so when the other shoe drops and he's like, I'm fucking with you, it's like, I take it on the nose too. Like, man, you really got. I'm more happy that you're all right than me being voted out, because I was so scared you were going to hate me forever for trying to embarrass you on national television. This is the defining moment, I feel like, for Rick Devens in a positive way. The negative way is what happens later. Ron Clark, you know, I know we've alluded to something, and everyone that's here, you got to pick up what I'm saying. I think the reason that Ron Clark will always be positive in my head is because of things that weren't shown. But he was a fun villain in this season. He is a fun villain this season, and watching him go home.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, okay, I am cool. Let's move on. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's good when the villain gets like their comeuppance.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
So
because it rarely happens in this game. It's just, so when it does happen, it's like, there was a moment.
Yeah.
There was a moment there.
yeah, to quote Tony, a moment.
A moment.
Had to bring that up. All right, so then we also again get Rick Devens kind of pulling reverse psychology when Aurora gets voted out. I mean, I think they were voting Aurora anyways at that point, because Rick Devens is like, I'm going to play the idol for Julie. He does not, bluffs it, and Aurora does go. I don't really think that honestly matters, because I think Gavin and Victoria were going to vote Aurora anyway. But
Yeah.
you know, we didn't talk much about Aurora. I give her props for like basically being on the bottom all season, and she does find a way to survive. She does win immunities. Like, even like, it's funny when like I mean, it's not funny that Lauren passes out, but it's funny when Aurora like still continues to play. She's like, you know, like nothing happened, and then you have like Julie like starts crying because like she's like, oh, she's like passed out. Like, you're not even caring.
No, I mean, Aurora, like I said, Aurora came to my CrossFit gym. Like, she was very fit. She was, like, I'm not surprised she did well in challenges. And it was funny because she did tell me, amongst some other things she told me, but she did tell me that like one of the things that was happening kind of off screen, not necessarily off camera, was like her and Devens would always like joke about how they were going after each other. And I was like, shaking her. I'm like, this is where you need Twyla to come in and say, stop going after each other and work together.
Yeah. 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 I wish Aurora got shown a little more because I think she has a fiery personality and
she definitely does. She also, like, I remember there's one episode where they like just mention her, kind of like they're mentioning how the two returnees and Aurora, and they just like show Aurora just like turning her head towards the camera for something, like as if someone called her name, and she's like, yeah, like, and that's like her spot in that episode. Like, oh, Aurora.
Yeah, I think the moments she has are more so like once Joe is gone. So I like that once Joe is gone, then Aurora actually gets time a little bit.
No, she is. It's one of those things too of like, I've met this person in person. Like I hung out with this person. I got drunk with this person. Like, it is very clear when you have met some of these people, like even the ones who don't get the biggest edit, even the ones who like don't have like the most showy performance, like they are the same type of like big personality that the big personalities on the show are. You know, a lot of them are similarly fun and outgoing and have that like personability. So it's very interesting to get to have those experiences. Like, oh yeah, you are just as fun and cool as everybody else.
Yeah.
Even if the edit didn't show you.
Right. All right, we ready to get to one of the craziest finales in Survivor history. This finale is just bonkers of everything that happens.
I wanted the final three to be Gavin, Lauren, and Victoria because I just liked them, and then and two of those three go out right away.
Right.
I'm not jumping the gun by a lot. I'm just gonna say it like this. I brought up Pearl Islands earlier. This is basically the same twist, except for we actually know that these people actually exist outside of what's happening in the game. Pearl Islands. If Burton wins, internet's not pissed off. If Lil wins, they're probably not pissed off because it's just next to this. And I love Sandra, but like at season 7, it's not like the biggest like I can't believe Sandra didn't win type thing.
Right.
Yes.
South Pacific, Ozzy is choosing to get voted out 1,000 times. Comes back. Oh, if Ozzy makes the end, he's probably going to win.
Yeah.
There are these points in the show's history where people that have been voted out come back, and Tina Wesson, Blood versus
Tina Wesson, oh my God.
It's like, oh, this person can win. And then all of a sudden, this season happens, and we are, as a collective, like I'm fine with Chris winning, whatever. As a collective, oh, I hate this season because he didn't even play as many days as everybody else, and Rick Devens was robbed. Well, you know what's funny about that? Rick Devens also got voted out and came back into the game. So once again, it's the Survivor fandom. They don't look at the big picture. They just look at either their echo chambers or they look at this upset me, and I'm not going to pay attention to anything else that's ever happened outside of this season. And in this season, Rick Devens got voted out, and yes, Rick was still the odds-on favorite to probably win the game. Yes, I'm all right with that. But for everyone to be so overly pissed off that Chris wins, and he like it should have been Devens, it's like your explanation is because Chris didn't play as many days as everyone else, he should have lost. Devens didn't play as many days as everyone, so he. What makes that better? What makes Ozzy better? What makes Tina, Burton, Lil, whatever better? That's what annoys me about this is the fandom, because I think both Jonathan and Kevin brought up you play within the realm of the game that you are playing in. Are you so pissed off at this guy for a fuck up on the production side?
Yeah.
Instead of, so sorry. I know that was a little rant there, but like
you're good. Yeah.
No, and I think like I said, I think if you bring the winner in one round sooner, right? So it's not just a free ticket to the finale, right? So like you bring them in one round sooner, and I think if they show us more, like part of the reason why I think people would be okay with Ozzy winning, with Tina winning, right? Like with with some of those situations, or even Devens in this season, is that like we see more of them, right?
Yeah,
like
we have
I'm not
character.
defending them, but like I'm not defending that fandom theory because I am fully
yeah.
Brisbane. But like, you know, we even like if Natalie had won, Natalie's the first out and she makes it. If Natalie had won, she was never going to win. If Natalie had won, right? Like, again, we know Natalie, like, and we saw more on the edge of like how hard Natalie was working. And I do think, especially for Natalie, I think there was a little bit of like, I'm not going to win this first challenge. I'm gonna come in at the end, right? Which like, I would love to see like that confessional from either Natalie or Chris to be like, yeah, like I'm gonna come into the end and get the free ticket to the end game, right? Like, I would love that thought process. But I think if they just showed us more of what was happening in that edge, so that we saw, like, part of the reason Chris wins, whereas Natalie doesn't, is like Chris takes the time to repair those relationships with the people who are then on the jury. And like, is it fair that a player gets to do that? Like, I don't know, probably not, but like that's the rules that were given to him, so that's what he did, and he did it smartly. So like, props to him for doing that. If we had seen more of that, I think people would be less upset by it. I would also say he won the Challenge USA, and I think that was like big vindication for him. So
He did.
Yeah. He's won the 2 shows he's played on, so
right, he has a 100% win rate. So
He's a reality TV legend because
Yeah.
not many people can say they've won 2 different shows.
You just
Yeah.
need to go on the other ones now too and win those.
yeah. I for me, it's just like, I think the difference, like, Rick Devens only misses like 2 rounds of the game, like in the actual game, and I just feel like it's like Chris does miss most of the game, but I'm not gonna hate the player as much as I will hate like how the game was formatted. I agree with that. And Chris did what he needed to do to win, and he did repair the relationships. Again, as Kevin said, if we had seen it, maybe it goes a lot better
And, like,
for me and other fans. But yeah,
I think too about like Tina in Blood versus Water. Like, number one, we know Tina. This is the 3rd time we've seen her play,
Right.
and we see her in the game for a little bit longer. But also, like, she has that Redemption Island moment with Katie, right? Which is like, if you're a fan of the show, when she's like, she makes the stick. Katie gets the key first, and then she drops it, and Katie's like trying to drag the key, and Tina gets it, and Tina, before she goes to the door, looks at her, is like, "Are you okay with this?" And Katie's like, "Yeah, it's okay, Mom." Right? Yeah. Like, so even though it's not a lot, you have that, like, you're now emotionally invested in this person, right? Like, you have enough from them that you're okay with this person. Like, you have a storyline from this person, and you're attached to this person. Whereas, like, we never get that with Chris, but obviously because he won, that story exists somewhere within the footage they have.
Mhm.
So
Release the Underwood cut is what you're
The Underwood
Yeah.
cut.
yeah.
The Underwood, what? Huh? What? Anyway, yeah, release the beast.
Yeah. Oh boy. All right.
Oh boy.
All right. So,
If you've watched these, you've watched me on these.
Yeah.
You're not surprised.
I mean, yeah, no one's surprised.
Yeah.
All right. Then we get the final 6 round of Chris coming back in. Obviously, Kelley Wentworth also spilled the beans. Lauren has an idol, so this is where Chris gets Lauren to play her idol for him. Kudos to Chris for being able to pull this off. Lauren to believe him. She had voted him out on day 8 in the season, and she still is willing to play her idol for him. So,
the fact that he comes back in and it's like, listen, buddy, you have 96 hours to win this game.
yes.
And it's like, holy shit.
Right.
Like, if Survivor ever had a hyper speed win this game in 96 hours, Chris is, I never, he fucking sucks. But it's like, dude, no, he's got, like, again, you play the whatever, it's the game, right?
And not only that, he clearly took the information he got from those other people as they came to the edge. He clearly got the information he needed to play these people so well. Like,
and the first time he convinces somebody, like, you just met this guy or kind of met this guy, and you're already playing an idol for a guy that you just met. Like, what? Like, yeah, that's crazy. That level of, like, you know, like, charisma, persuasion, like skill tree is out of 10.
Imagine the timeline where she doesn't play it for him and she gets to keep it. She gets to keep it to the final 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Natalie tries to do the exact same thing in a couple of seasons, and the only difference is she can't get rid of the odds-on favorite to win. I'm not saying that she wins in a Final Three that doesn't have toning, but I think she has a very big chance of it happening, and that's why, like, jumping the gun once again. Chris is not my favorite winner. Wink.
What?
But I respect Chris's win more than people I have above him on my personal list because he did exactly what you need to do with the, Jonathan keeps changing his hours, but the hours stay this, like, with the hours that he had in the game to do it. Hot take, I'm not the biggest Parvati person. But she played, 3 more days than him in Australia versus the world?
Yes. Yeah.
And so it's basically a condensed version, an LRG, we might even say.
Right.
She played in a condensed version of what Chris did and what she's done before. And she still did her thing out there, and she still won the game without ever being, like, she's both the target all the time, but never really the target ever.
Right.
It's a testament to how, like, the people skills. Kevin brought it up earlier with the people that he has met. Hey, you can tell that this person, you understand why this person won the game because of how they talk to each other. Mm-hmm. Chris fucked up by leaking something early in the game. Fine. People fuck up. Yeah. What happens later in the game is, hey, I'm going to make friends with all of you people here. And then when I get back into the game, I'm going to get rid of this person. I'm going to use that I know that this woman has this idol. I'm going to make sure she goes too. And I'm going to sit at the end and be like, hey, I know I didn't play a lot, but I made sure I did I did exactly what I needed to do.
Right.
So, yeah, would I voted for Gavin? Probably, but, like, I totally get Chris winning.
Yeah, I understand it too. I would have voted for Gavin as well. But couple more things, and then we can just get to our rankings. But obviously, you have Rick Devens with the fake idols that Julie and Lauren are gonna find. This is just such a fun moment. It's so him just laughing in the background, like
yeah. I do feel like they were like words. I think they both kind of knew, like, try it.
Yeah, that was the sound that they made.
It's good. It's a good moment, and then of course we have to bring up the decision that wins Chris the game. That he's gonna give immunity to Julie to make fire against Rick Devens, and he is going to beat Rick Devens, knock him out of the game, and win off of that. Like, he did what he needed to do. So
can I ask you all a question, Jake? Can I?
Yeah.
Is that a top 10 move in Survivor history?
Yeah.
Ooh,
in my list it is.
I think you can
move-wise, I think it is very memorable. I think it is game sealing, not game winning, because I think if he sends Gavin to beat Rick and Gavin beats Rick, like, Chris is probably still winning. But, like, game sealing, like, at that point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, Gavin. I love you, and you've been great, but, like, you're not beating this guy at this point. So, yeah, I think it's very, very high up there. It's up there with, like, Natalie's Endgame.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would actually put it in the same category as I told you to vote for it.
Yeah. I think it is, like, a huge moment. It is, like, as Kevin said, a game sealing move. It is a game winning move. So have to give credit where credit is due. And so and it sets the tone. I mean, it sets up Winners at War. It is something that affects Survivor history. And in my opinion, I think we've seen everything we've needed. We can see from the fire making challenge.
We could have gotten rid of fire making at this point.
Yeah, we really could have.
You got the big moment you wanted.
It's not going to be topped by the moment between fucking Tony and Sarah is cute and Winners at War, but, like, whatever. Yeah. Like, this moment will never be topped in the history of fire making, going all the way back to before it was mandatory. This is the moment.
Well, another thing too is, like, it's the fire making challenge itself, and it's also mixed in with the theme of the season being Edge of Extinction, because this just wasn't like a normal season where the Edge didn't exist. And then now all of a sudden I'm going to do this groundbreaking fire making move. No, it's I'm going to do this crazy ass move by the guy that's only been here for like 96 hours and who's crunched as much Survivor in within that time against the one person who is going to win this game, who is more than capable of making fire against me. So I think with Chris, it's just like he knows, he was very self-aware of what he needed to do. He's like, if I really want to cement me winning this, I'm going to give this up to take on the biggest guy here and to roll with it. But like you guys said, it probably should have capped after this season.
Yeah.
But at the moment, it was just chef's kiss of like what the person needed to do to win.
Even if they know that they're bringing back, they're probably going to do Winners at War, so they're going to bring back Edge of Extinction for that, and you wanna keep it to maybe be impactful for that, get rid of it after 40.
Yeah,
We don't need it.
Yeah,
We don't need it anymore.
It
Hopefully
gave
it goes
us
back to
Aaron
50.
Tony to cap off like this old era. I think.
Sarah Tony is a great moment.
Yes.
Sarah Tony is a great moment.
Yeah,
and
it's the end of
that, like we
the
have
end of their story that started together at Cops R Us in Kagion.
Yeah.
To now they're best friends, and now they have to go against each other.
And Tony's
And one of them
crying
has
over
to
her
win, one
elimination.
has to
Tony's
lose.
crying. Yeah, you see Tony. I know we're jumping the gun.
We'll get there. In a couple seasons. So.
And this is why I think the four of us, I'm assuming, I apologize for assuming here. I assume that everyone here voted no fire making at Final Four for this.
Correct. Yes.
I will say this until the finale of Survivor 50. I do not think that the majority of people voted for that, because I do feel like the casual fan enjoys watching that happen.
Yeah.
I hope I'm wrong, obviously.
I have been of the opinion since that vote came out that if they say that people voted to keep fire making, I'm gonna know they lied.
Well, no, I said the same thing about the reunion. I'm like, if they say that people didn't vote for the reunion being live, then they're lying. And obviously the idol search, which I'm going searching on Sunday for the Vermont one.
Mine was today while I was at work.
But if they had done
4 hours
that,
away,
it would have been bullshit. But because it like they're making it a thing, they're making it a, hey, not only are we having a live reunion, but we're gonna invite all these people to it potentially.
Yeah.
It's a sweepstakes, which is crazy. So the fire making, until we get to the Survivor 50 finale, I am convinced that we will have fire making for Survivor 50, and we'll have to watch Coach beat fucking Sari probably, and make me never watch the show ever again.
Don't even put that idea into the universe.
Oh,
Sad.
I have to think of the worst case scenario, and it's Coach beating Sari.
Sari is already like lost fire making enough times at this point.
Just let her be.
Yeah, just leave her alone. All right, so Chris beats Gavin and Julie 9-4-0. And the other thing I want to bring up is obviously like the Wardog, like you're not on, or our games are not on trial, like, or the theme is not on trial. Your games are on trial. That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
That's the other interesting thing.
It's perfect. It's a perfect. It's almost a perfect fuck you to production.
Yeah.
Within reason of like, we don't want to do this, but because this is what has been presented to us, we're going to vote for Chris because we think he played the best game of the well, I'm voting for Chris because I think he played the best game but please don't do this again.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun.
All right.
2 seasons later.
All right, let's get to the rankings to start to finish this off. All right. The first boot rankings, as you can see: Tina, Sonia, Fair Play, Francesca, Zane, Sierra, Sugar, Francesca, Chicken, Dam, and Rupert. Reem has to be in here. It's Queen Reem.
Huh.
I would put Reem at least at 4, right? Like,
yes.
Because I mean, Johnny Fairplay is Johnny Fairplay, and like Sonia being the first one, and that's just like, how can you ever forget the first one? And Tina Wesson, one of the best players ever, like only voted out because she was a winner. So, like those two, I think stayed the top 2. And Johnny Fairplay, that's a whole interesting situation.
Yes.
So like maybe maybe he stays, but like the fact that she stays the whole season, the fact that she is such a personality, and like the Edge of Extinction becomes Reem's Island, like she's too big of a character to not only not have in the top 10, but like to rank highly within the top 10.
Yeah, I agree. I'm around probably 4 or 5.
Yeah, I would put her above Zayn.
Yeah, I think I'm probably gonna go 5 because Francesca is also iconic. So, all right.
She didn't
Jonathan,
eat the rock, though. She didn't eat the rock, and like,
yes,
what are we even doing here?
That's true. I mean, are we, Jonathan? Where would you say?
I mean, I'm fine. It makes totally sense. Like, she's the perfect character to go with this theme of the season, to be put in that situation and be hilarious about it. She's like, I'm gonna ream your ass when you get over here, and then I'm going to like make your bed or something like that, kind of thing. But like, I could definitely see her. Yeah, like, I mean,
I don't think there's any chance she ever wins the season.
Yeah,
ever. No. But I think like as a character,
top 5 characters on the season for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. It's number 5. I mean, basically,
yes.
I guess.
Get Rupert the fuck out of here. Please. Let's get rid of Rupert.
So much for my dreams.
It's
so much for my dreams. Get him out of here.
Too, like that she's like the company she's like, these are a lot of like very memorable returnees. So like for her to be in that group too, I think is like a testament to how great of a character she is.
All right. Fallen Angels. Rick Devens has to be in here. I'll just say it off the top. I mean, again, he is one of the biggest characters. I think he definitely wins the game. If he gets there, yes, he was voted out, but like, I just don't really see how Rick Devens is not at least in the conversation to be in the top 10 Fallen Angels.
I could see him taking over like Devin or like Kathy's spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
what my gut's saying, guys. I don't know what
Kevin, please go.
I would say so. I personally think I would say right below Kathy. Just for me, because I do think that like that whole group, that top 7, are all people who win if they make it, and I think Devens is in that group.
Yes.
I think Rudy probably wins season 1, but only because it's season 1, like not because of actual gameplay. So therefore, I would put him above Rudy. Like that's kind of like the cutoff line for me.
Okay, so it's gonna go with y'all then, because I have him at 3. Like, Kelley Wentworth does not count is great, and the second I don't play is great. Malcolm, whatever. Jerry, she's great in Heroes vs. Villains. Devin, smart Fabio. KVO, never been a fan of KVO because she thinks she was robbed by Sepia, and like that makes you a monster. Like, I would personally put Rick Devens at 3, but honestly, for me, as long as he's above KVO, I don't care.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. I thought everyone was gonna be harsh with Rick, and I was like, I'm gonna level with the field.
No, I'm a Rick Devens fan. I'm comfortable putting him above KVO. I think that's perfectly fine for him to be just below Devin.
So, like, Mr. Yao Man.
Sadly, I love meeting Yao Man.
So, I mean, the only problem with Yao Man is he's from a not very memorable season. So, like,
it's the greatest season, duh.
Is it?
We had all Black Final 3, Kevin.
It's the first time to go to.
All right. Losing finalists. So Gavin and Julie. I mean, I don't.
Julie, no. Gavin,
no.
Gavin, you could argue because Gavin, you can make the argument he maybe should have won.
I think in a regular season, Gavin wins it. So therefore, I would consider Gavin, but I don't know that I can put him. I mean, the highest I would even consider would be above Kelley Wigglesworth, and is it worth taking her off the list? And I don't think that it is.
I don't think so. I mean, again, he still lost 4-9-0, which it's not the only criteria. Obviously, Stephen Fishback didn't get any votes, and he should be on here. So I don't think that should be the only criteria, but I do think off of this, I think Kelley Wigglesworth being from season 1 being iconic. Like I don't think Gavin should crack the list.
Yeah. But Gavin's a fun.
Yeah, he got votes.
Like I said, the Gavin smirk. The Gavin smirk's one of my favorite things.
The Gavin tattoo.
The
Gavin tattoo.
The Gavin accent. Just
the Gavin stash.
The Gavin outfit.
Yeah.
Listen, if you met him in person, the Gavin short shorts.
The Gavin shorts. The Gavin leg muscles, apparently. So
like the Gavin thighs.
All right. And then winners, I don't think Chris Underwood is cracking this list.
I don't think Chris Underwood.
Well, I don't think so.
In a world, right?
In a world.
Oh, not this world, but
where Edge of Extinction exists on every season.
Maybe, I don't think he would crack this list, obviously, but I feel like in some world, maybe he would get like 15th or 16th or 17th or like high teens.
He's 49th on my list.
Listen, I personally want to put him just above Boston Rob to start knocking Boston Rob out of here, but that's fine.
Hey,
we can let. There's people coming who will knock him out. It's fine.
I don't think we touched on this. This is the only returnee season besides Bruce later that doesn't have a returnee in the finale.
This is one of the very few times in all of reality TV where a returnee versus newbie, not only a newbie wins, but like they take out all the returnees.
It didn't even reach final tribal.
That's kudos. That's kudos to not just Chris, but like the other of the finalists.
To Chris, to the rest of the cast, to casting, to even put that cast together.
How do you hate this season? I'm going to keep saying it because
All right. Well, I like Edge of Extinction, but I don't think it cracks this top 10 for me.
Oh no,
same. I actually do like it, but I don't think it's top 10.
No,
I think like there's only one other season in the future that we're going to cover that's probably going to crack this list, and then it's going to be just set in stone.
I don't think after Winners of War, I don't think we're getting anything else that cracks.
Yeah, I don't think.
I mean, in my top 10, I have one season after Winners of War.
There's one new era season. There's one new era season.
I do agree.
That I really do like.
I think there is one.
We'll talk when we get off the air, but I hope that we're.
I'll tell you, it starts with a 4.
It starts with the 4.
Yes.
Like it starts with a 6.
All right. That is the rankings. All right. Last couple pieces of business, real quick. Favorite male and female of the season. I'm gonna go Rick Devens for the man, and woman. I will actually go Lauren. I really liked Lauren on this season. I thought she was fun. I liked the bond with her and Kelley Wentworth, and she makes the mistake later in the game, but she is in power for a lot of it with Wentworth, and then still manages to make it through a few rounds after that when she could have been picked off. So I think she's a very solid player. I actually wouldn't mind seeing Lauren play again. So
yeah, I would also say I am Aurora's #1 fan. I do love Aurora. We hung out, but I mean, in terms of characters on the show, she doesn't have much of an edit, so I can't say her. But yeah, I would also say Lauren. I'm still rooting for a Lauren return. She was who I was rooting for going into the finale, even though I knew it was going to be a very difficult road for her to get there. So Lauren all the way for top female. I think favorite male. Can I just say not Ron Clark? I might go with because I don't really like Wardog. I like Chris, but he's not really there. Devens kind of annoyed me at certain points, so I can't make him my favorite.
You say Gavin?
Eric exists.
If you said Eric, we'd have some problems.
I'll go Gavin. Gavin, unsung hero. Gavin should have won. If there's no Edge of Extinction, Gavin wins. So I'll just say Gavin.
Cool. Coach Drew.
Rick Devens, and honestly, the more I watch the season, this Victoria.
Yeah.
Great choice.
Yeah, she's a great choice. Jonathan.
Yeah, Rick, obviously, don't need to get into that. Awesome. I was actually I liked Kelley a lot this season because for the longest time I was very anti-Kelley because I was like, who is this Kelley Wentworth character? I don't know, like she's getting all this like whatever. And then like I saw her other 2 seasons and I was like, man, I'm not like getting it. Like she needs to get brought down to earth a little
Who's
bit.
Kelley? Why doesn't she count? I don't understand.
And then this season happened. I'm like, okay, she's pretty chill. She's pretty cool. I like that. I like a character arc growth thing. So
it's a good end to Kelley Wentworth as a player and a character. So, all right, last question to wrap this up. How did the season contribute to the evolution of Survivor? I think we've named all of it off in the process of podcasting about it. I think obviously the fire making, I think it impacts Winners at War, and it should have ended probably at Winners at War, but sadly did not. And yeah, I mean, again, the returnees actually getting taken out by the newbies, I think that's huge for Survivor history. And yeah, and how Edge of Extinction just plays out does again impact Winners of War. So I would say those things. So anybody else with anything else you want to add to that?
I mean, I think maybe the meta of like we got to make big moves, and that was blowing up in people's faces.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be the only other add-on. Is like,
yeah,
you don't have to do this. You could just ride it out for a bit.
Yeah. Jonathan, you had something else?
Yeah, I was just gonna copy and paste everything you just said, but also being like, just using the theme of a season to your advantage,
right,
to win the game. Like how a season is structured and getting a hand that it's like, okay, these are the parameters of the season that I'm allowed to play in. The end goal is to win this thing, and if I have to get voted out first to get back in later to convince people in 96 hours why I should win, then I'm going to do it, kind of thing. So, and then obviously the big takeaway, using fire making as an advantage to
as a big move,
to use as a big move to make it optically look appealing to a jury that you're like, oh, amazing, kind of thing.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's good enough for us, and that's Edge of Extinction. Next week we have Island of the Idols. We will talk about Boston Rob, Sandra, coach, and everything. We will unfortunately have to talk about the big elephant in the room, unfortunately.
I mean, you will. I won't be.
Well, yeah, Kristen and Jonathan and Mike, I believe, will be the ones.
Yeah, I signed up for this.
Yes,
I will be there to talk about it.
Well, and we will talk about Janet. I do love Janet. Friend.
I
of
love
show.
Janet.
So
I love Lauren Ashley Beck.
Yeah, Lauren Ashley Beck, Tommy, DK Chillin, Nora. Like
Tommy,
we will have...
Tommy, great winner. But I'm not going to discuss the season.
Yeah, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. So with that, we will see you guys next week for that on the Tribe of Nerds.